Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible, students?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon.
So now I hope all of you are clear with the different types of inheritance. Yes, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, listen, now all these 5 types are there, and in every type there are certain programs are there, right? But as we have to complete so many things, we will not I will not take the programs of all the types, but definitely I'll explain you what exactly happens, and whatever you get it for your exam, from your exam point of view, जो भी important है, that programs I will teach you now. Okay? Here afterwards अभी जो भी रहेगा हमारा है units में, we have this unit 4 and 5. So in unit 4 and 5 में, since there are so many concepts are there and all the concepts are important, so if I'll take each one of the concept तो बहुत मतलब we will not be able to finish the syllabus in 2 weeks. So that's why अभी जो भी important है, I will just take that programs and I'll explain you that concept. Okay? So single inheritance का we will see one more program now. I have I will not share the screen here. Is my screen visible, students?
Yes, ma'am. Is it?
Okay. So single inheritance ka I will teach you one more program now. I will take one more program because it is important, and then we will see one more program of this one, multi-level or multiple inheritance. Any one of that program we will see, and then we will move to the next topic. I want all of you to copy this program because this program will make you understand the actual use of the constructors. Actual use of the inheritance. See here, I have a class base. I have declared one private variable b underscore pri, that is a b underscore pri, that is private variable. Then I have declared one protected variable. Then I have declared one public variable. Okay. Then I have one inside this public section. I have one public method. Void set is my public method where I have given value to all the private, protected and public variables. See, BPRI is which variable? Private variable. B protected is which variable? Protected variable. And B public is what? The public variable. And to each one of them I have assigned some value. And then I have one get private as one of the method where I am returning one private value. What I am doing? I am returning one private value. B private value मैं return कर रही हूँ get private variable में. Sorry, get private function में. Now from this class base, I have derived one derived class called as class derive. And how it is derived? It is derived publicly. Yes, it is derived publicly. Okay. So I have told you what all happens when you are deriving a base class publicly. Okay, so in this also you have a show method which is in which you are displaying the value of the private variable, the value of the protected variable and value of the public variable. Now see, this private variable, what we have discussed, private variables will not be accessible outside the class. Okay, so what we are doing, since private variables are not accessible outside the class, so what we are doing, we are calling that get private method, which is a public method. And who get private में we are accessing that private variable. Are you getting? A little bit confusing, but if you see the program, then you will understand. See, get private. अभी मैंने यहाँ पे B_PRI लिखा होता, तो will it be accessible here? Yes, students, will it be accessible B_PRI लिखा तो?
No, ma'am.
No, because it is private, right? So what I am doing, get PRI. ये क्या है? Public method है. Get PRI. Public method of your class base. So public method I can access, right? And this public method is returning your private variable. So I will get the value of that private variable. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now see, in the main I have created an object of derived class, and using that object of derived class I am calling set method. Set method, which is a method of my base class. Set, which is a method of my base class. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
Right? And then I am printing following data members of the base class are accessible in derived class. So I am calling d.show method. So d.show will display a private variable also, protected variable also, and public variable also. Okay. But directly if I'll write cout d.b_pro, though it is protected variable, I'll not be able to access it. I will get an error for this one. Okay. Then I am printing data members of the base class are accessible outside. So which data members of the base class are accessible outside? Whatever you have in the public sections of the base class, that is accessible. Okay. So we are writing that statement. And then we are calling this cout public members of the base class in main. So d.b_public, even this is accessible. So if I run this program, what is happening? This time, so now, can you see? It is displaying following data members of the base class are accessible in the derived class. So पहले हम लोग d.set call हुआ. d.set call होने के बाद क्या होगा? We have created that object d. It has called that set method. So it has assigned, set method has assigned these values to private, protected and public variable. Then after that you are calling this following data members of the base class are accessible in the derived class. So ये statement print हो रहा है. And then you are calling d.show, which is printing A private variable, protected variable, and public variable. Understood? Then, suppose now then you are getting data members of the base class are accessible outside. So if we wanted to check that, we will remove this and we will run it again. And now we will see. You see, we can see that we are getting an error. If we try to access that b.protected, though it is protected, तो क्या होगा? Protected will remain protected. Protected will become protected in your base class, and that's why you will not be able to access it outside. It will remain. It will become protected in your public class. Sorry, derived class, and that's why it will not be accessible in main also. So that's why this statement will give you an error. So you cannot access data members of the base class outside the derived class. And public members of the base class which you have, d.b_pub, so उसका वैल्यू क्या है? 3 है. पब्लिक वेरिएबल का वैल्यू क्या है? 3. इसके लिए तुम्हें यहाँ पे आंसर मिल रहा है 3. So public members will be accessible in main. Hope all of you have understood this. Yes, students.
Yeah, ma'am, we can understand.
So copy this program. Yes, all of you, please copy this program. And then afterwards, what you do, instead of public, you write it private, protected, and you write it private, and see what all happening. For what all statements you are getting an error and what all changes you need to do. All of you will try it by yourself, and then you will tell me in the next lecture. Which all methods are accessible, which all methods are not accessible, that all you will tell me. Copied?
Ma'am, can you scroll up? Done, students?
Wait, ma'am.
Done, ma'am.
Now we will see the next example. Now I want all of you to try with data. Students, you instead of that public, you write it protected and you write it private. First you write it protected and see for what all statements you are getting an error, what all changes you need to do. If you are not able to do the changes, at least tell me for what all statements you are getting an error. Okay, same thing you have to do it for private also. And then we will discuss that in the next lecture. Now next lecture tomorrow, I don't think so I'll be able to take, but Thursday I'll be taking your practical as well as Thursday, even if it is not offline, I will take your practicals online and this also, your lecture also. And Thursday it will be for the whole class, you will have online practical. Now we will see a multiple inheritance ka program. I hope all of you have finished copying the program. Done? See, listen, today and those who were not there, those who have not attended that mentoring sessions last time when I have scheduled for roll number till roll number 105, those who have not attended, this will be the last chance to attend that mentoring. Otherwise, you will be marked absent for this one. Done? Shall I go for the next program?
Yes, ma'am.
Now this is the program for your multiple inheritance. Now, what is multiple inheritance? Can anybody will tell me? Base classes and how many derived classes?
More than one class, base class and one derived class.
Yes. What is multiple inheritance? When you have more than one base class and only one derived class. Okay. What is multiple inheritance? You have two, you can remember it as you have two base classes and only one derived class. So just see this example. I have created class M, which is a single base class. Base class अभी कैसे पता चलेगा तुम लोग को it is a base class? There will be nothing written in front of that base class. So if only class and class name is there, then that means it is a base class. So I have a class M in which I have declared one protected variable as int M and I have a public method as getM, which is taking one integer parameter. Then I have another base class. See, अभी ये भी base class क्यों है? Because इसके आगे भी कुछ लिखा हुआ नहीं है. So this is also a base class. So I have class N. So I have two base classes protected in which again I have one protected variable int N and public method getN. Okay, यहाँ पे getM है and यहाँ पे getN है. So there is a difference. And now what I am doing? Now what I am doing? I am trying to create one derived class, that is class P, which is derived from class M as well as class N. अभी मैं दोनों से डिराइव कर रही हूँ तो मुझे दोनों कैसे डिराइव करना है वो लिखना है, दोनों टाइम लिखना है. Class M, how I am deriving it? I am deriving it publicly. Class N, how I am deriving it? I am deriving it publicly. So that both the times I have to mention how I have to derive it. If in case I wanted to derive it privately, any one of the class as private, I can write private M and another as public n. Anything will do. But how you wanted to derive that, that accessibility mode, visibility mode you have to write. ओके जिसमें मैंने जस्ट एक डिस्प्ले मेथड डिक्लेयर किया है पब्लिक में आई हैव जस्ट डिक्लेयर वन डिस्प्ले मेथड ओके नाउ since you have derived this class so you will have an access to this derived classes see get m just मैंने declare किया है यहाँ पे तो I am writing a derivation of it definition of it void m get m is the method of class m so void m scope resolution get m and what I am doing I am assigning the value of x to m and void n get n में what I am doing I am assigning that value y to n and display is the method of your class p in which I am displaying the values of m values of n and then I am displaying m into n okay then in void p what I am doing I am creating an object of my derived class that is p and I am calling all the methods of the classes so get m is the method of which class class m get n is the method of which class n and display is the method of what class p so I am calling all these three methods so if I run this program now see I am able to display m is equal to 10 n is equal to 20 and m into n is equal to 200 so if I run this say I am getting all the three values are you getting so this is this type of program implementation is what called as your multiple inheritance where you have two base classes and only one derived class which is derived from the two base classes understood yes students so copy this program also done students
Ma'am, can you scroll down?
I hope all of you have understood this program. Anybody is having any doubt in this program?
We understood, ma'am.
Okay, just copy this program and try it out. Then we will move to the next program. Done, students? Yes, everyone. Okay. So now, see, now multiple inheritance is actually possible only in C++. Now next year when you learn Java, in Java you can Java multiple inheritance is not at all possible. That we will learn in Java, but just to tell you why it is not possible and what is the problem you have with multiple inheritance. Now if you see this program, in this program class M is having only one method, class N is also having only one method, and class P is also having one method. And all the three methods are different, but sometimes it may happen that you may have the same method in class M also and same method in class N also. Okay, and then if the method name is same, how your derived class will get to know which method to access class, because it is able to access class M ka method also, it is able to access class N ka method also. Yes or no? Like suppose I am having this method, display method in class N, then suppose I am having display method in class N also. Here also suppose I have this display method. Okay, see, this display method is printing the value of M, this display method printing the value of N. Yes or no? And then in class P you have again a display method. Okay, and this display method जो तुम्हारा class P का display method है, there is no need to print this cout statement. Yes or no? Yes or no, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Now see what I have in main method. What I have done, I have one display method to display the value of M in M, class M, display the value of N in class N, and I have a display method of my class P also. Now what happens, and in main now I am calling that get M method, I am calling get N method, and I am calling display method also. Now if I'll execute this, see what we are getting. We are getting M into N is equal to 200. Yes.
Yes.
See, but here what happens now, though it is able to print the output, just a minute. See, though it is able to print that value correctly, the problem with this is it will not get to know which display method to call. अभी जो हमने display method लिखा है, that is a simple display method. So it is able to print that value, but actually the problem of it is what? If you have in both the base classes, if you have the same method name, then there will be a ambiguity problem you have in multiple inheritance. This is the problem that you have in multiple inheritance.
Mama, that's it to
This is the problem that you have with multiple inheritance. Just a minute. Then see. See what it is doing, it is printing this display method. M into n print हो रहा है. But when we are calling, we are not able to display the display method of this one. Class m and n का display method print हो रहा है क्या? Are we able to print the values of m and n in this program? Yes, students. Are you getting my question?
Can you repeat?
See, in this program, अभी हमारा class m में भी we have one display method to display the value of m. Class n also is having a display method to display the value of n. And class p का भी display method है which is printing m into n. And when we are calling derived class का with this p dot, when we are calling with the derived class object, when we are calling display method, only derived class का display method is getting called. But actually, since it is a multiple inheritance, it should also call a display method of the base classes. It can call that method also. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
But is it calling that methods? No. m and n का वैल्यू प्रिंट हो रहा है क्या? नहीं हो रहा है. नहीं हो रहा है m and n का वैल्यू. Why? Because when your system, when your program is getting compiled, the compiler is not able to understand which display to call. Whether to call class m, which is a base class, ये base class का display method call करे या n का display method call करे. It is not able to understand whether we have to call class m ka display method or class n ka display method. Are you getting my point? And that's why it is just printing the display of the derived class, and it is calling this the display of derived class, and it is printing that. But agar ye multiple inheritance hai, it will have access to the base classes, and it should call the display methods of the base classes. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So to display that, to call the display methods of base classes, what we need to do, we can call p dot, कौन सा class है? M, scope resolution. We can call it like this. अरे see, if you will see this is what you're calling a display method of. You're calling it. This says that p dot m says that you're calling a display method of what? Display method of class m. So if I'll execute it now, I will be able to display the value of m. Can you see? I'm able to display the value of m. Yes, students.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. अगर मुझे n का वैल्यू डिस्प्ले करना है तो what I should write?
P dot n scope resolution display.
Dot n scope resolution. So this, I have to write it like this. And now if I'll execute, I'll be able to display the values of m and n. And then m into n. So I'll give an ender statement here also. And I'll execute it. So I can see m is equal to 10, n is equal to 20, and m into n is 200. Understood? So ambiguity problem normally arise in multiple inheritance, and that can be resolved by using object dot your class name and scope resolution operator, and then call that function. So that it becomes clear that you are calling a display method of class m, or you are calling a display method of class n. Clear everyone with this? Yes,
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
everyone.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
about the
Yes.
others? Yes, carefully.
Yeah.
Aishwarya.
Yes, ma'am, I'm here. Yes, ma'am.
So this way the ambiguity problems can be solved. Now we will see one example of multi-level inheritance, and then after that we will stop. We will take a break sometime. Hope all of you have copied this program. Yes, students? Yes, everyone. Have you copied this program?
Just we have modified it. That's why again we want to take a
Ha.
screenshot.
Ha. See, only the display method is being added in both the classes, both the base classes. And when you are calling them in the derived from the main, you will be calling it with the object, class name and scope resolution object.
Can you scroll down?
Scroll up.
Scroll down.
I have scrolled down.
Done, ma'am. See, this is the example of now multi-level inheritance. What we have in this program, we have a class student. Multi-level matlab how it will be? Can anybody will tell me how the multi-level inheritance is? Yes, anyone?
One parent class and one derived class, and again another derived class from that derived class.
Yes. So it is like a grandparent. From grandparent you have derived a parent class, and from parent you have derived a child class. So when you have this kind of a structure, it is called as a multi-level inheritance. So just see it here. I have a class student where I have declared roll number as a protected variable and get number and put number as my public methods. Methods, or you can say it as functions. So I have just defined this functions. Get number में क्या कर रहे हो तुम लोग? Whatever the parameter you are passing, that you are assigning it to the roll number. And put number method में what you are doing? You are displaying that roll number. Then from this class student, I have derived class test because every student will give the test. Yes or no? Yes or no, students? Every student will give a test. And how I have derived it? I have derived it publicly. So for that, अभी test कौन सा subject का देगा? They will give the test for different subjects. Okay, so that's why I have taken two subjects over here as the float variables in protected and public. See now class test, which is derived from what? Class student. How it is derived? It is derived publicly. And then what we have get marks method एक यहाँ पे, and we have put marks method. Get marks, which will get the for which we are assigning two parameters, float parameters, and that are assigned to your subject 1 and subject 2. So you wanted to know the marks of subject 1 and subject 2, and put marks में you are just displaying that marks. Okay, अभी student है, student will give the test, right, for different subjects, and based on that the result will be calculated, right? So how this inheritance is? From the student I have derived class test, from the test I have derived class result. So you can see that I have derived class result. So that means result will be calculated for whom? Result will be calculated based on the subjects for a particular student. Yes or no? Yes or no, student? Yes or no, students?
Yes, ma'am.
See, we have class result. एक मिनट. See what I said, we have a class student in which we have roll number of the student, and we have a method. We have a get roll number and put get roll number and put roll number as the methods in class student. And then from the class student we have derived a class test in which we have get marks and put marks as the methods. Okay, and from the test what we have derived a class result. What this result is doing? It is displaying the result. Now how the result is being displayed? For that we have declared one total variable, and how this result is displayed? For that we have a display method which is doing the addition of two marks of two subjects. And then you can see that it is calling the put number method, which is of your class student. Put number तुम्हारा class student का method है. Yes? Yes or no?
Yes.
And similarly you have put marks, which is your class test का method. See, class test में you have this put marks methods.
Yes.
So that means class result can have access to class student also and class test also. Directly it is having access to class test, and indirectly it is having access to class student. So I am doing in that display method, what I am doing, result ka display method mein I am doing addition of two subjects ka marks, and then I am displaying the roll number and I am displaying the total marks. Okay, so here you can see that now in main what I am doing, in main I am creating an object of this result class. Result is my derived class. See what I am doing. I am creating an object of class result, and what I am doing with that object, I am calling get number method, which is of class student. I am calling get marks method, which is of class test, and I am calling display method, which is of class result. So when I run this program, It is showing roll number as 151. अभी ये कैसे directly दिखा रहा है? Because here I have passed in get number, I have passed this value 151. तो इसके लिए it is showing roll number as 151. Marks in subject 1 as 75.0, marks in subject 2 as 49.5, and total is 124. तो टोटल कहाँ से कॉल हो रहा है? फ्रॉम दिस डिस्प्ले मेथड. ये टोटल डिस्प्ले फ्रॉम डिस्प्ले मेथड इज डिस्प्लेइंग दिस टोटल. Hope all of you have understood, or shall I explain it once again? Yes, everyone understood this program?
Yes, ma'am, understood.
What about the others?
I'm understood.
Then copy this program and then you can leave. All of you please copy this program. And then once you have copied the program, then you can leave, and the students who are having a mentoring session, they will join at 3:30.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Don't leave without copying a program.